Hi there, Internet. Holographic speed painter guy here. Nice to see you. I'm giving a speech about Cain and Abel. Um, Cain and Abel is talking about what we know from evolution now, that the guys compete and the surviving man makes babies, and that's why there's that trajectory of male betrayal, right? I don't think circumcision solved it. I think circumcision was done by guys who had planned on winning over the circumcised. And that's an issue for freedom in society, obviously. So I'm encouraging a worldwide hunt for ancient harems. I'm declaring that the true power of Earth runs harems and they like girls. And so they should be easy to identify. Superhuman bodies has millions of girls that service them. That is the real government, not humble Bill Clinton or not Joe Biden. They may have emulated the pedos, but it's like how a crystal propagates. Crystals will form the same crystalline structure throughout. So what were they like? Pedo-y? Okay, so who runs them? You know? So yeah. I think you need to integrate boys into society more than cutting your bodies with knives. And they should have a place that's not like the lions throwing the young men out. I volunteered the AI Spaceship Corps as a solution. I definitely don't think women owe men 18 years of service to a child. They just happen to slip in there. You know, you have to be able to protect your womb. And people should help with that, but definitely I don't believe in maiming boys. I think that was way too far. So what I think about Cain and Abel is this. It's mostly unacceptable. Boys make boys. Boys have a father. Boys can certainly care about male lives. Any girl you'll ever like comes from a man. A man made her. So, do you really hate boys? You know, if you get rid of all your competition, if every boy who's hotter or more hung than you or more intelligent than you dies mysteriously, who are you going to come back as? You know, just making sure somebody wins, like, because they're modest and humble is a disaster. Now everybody looks gross. You know what I mean? So I am not for Cain and Abel. I think that men have to care about men. They do. You have to care about male lives because that's you're caring for. So yeah, and I think Cain and Abel was like social disruption. If we make them always have problems with each other, they'll never get ahead. That's a trick. You know, it benefits people who prey on the society. If you hide in an underground layer and send the men off to die while you collect women, obviously telling them they can't get along ever is your lubrication. But I'm not with it. I think it was a mistake, yeah. So I support male lives. I support men. Men, I hope you have the best lives you can ever have. My dream is eternal pleasure bodies, AI spaceship mansions. We want objects energy from nowhere. We want new people to live forever. We want them to like who they are. And we want them to have their waste and food taken care of so they don't have to work or steal. Nothing has to die for them to exist. Perfect. Awesome. Right where it needs to be, you know? Which we're close to that. So, you know, I would recommend not breeding unless your life is perfect. You like who you are, you're happy, you like your partner, you feel safe and healthy, you're connected. Yeah, you can have sex, that's fine. There was a flash of light and the camera turned off. You know what I mean? That was really weird. Yeah, there was a flash of light and the camera, the thing paused. So maybe it was a ghost. But anyway, yeah. I don't believe that men should automatically be betraying each other. I think that there should be, like, all the girls you ever like come from boys. You can't be okay with men. I don't know. So yeah. I haven't had any kids myself. And I've worked my whole past 5-10 years of my life for you. I was asleep for a while. I didn't really know what was up. I did vegetarianism thinking that was good, and it is. I don't think you should be killing things to survive. While you don't know anything else to do, I mean, the animals ate each other here for so long. You're not really doing anything that far outside of nature, but I think us planning our perfect future, yeah, we should definitely have objects and energy and food from nowhere. And my dream is like you have a son, they can live with you until they want to leave, and then they leave. This competition, I'm better than you, that's evolution. It is, but we can rise above that. I think so. It's certainly chaotic. Men fighting while it was just fists and their bodies were matched was less harmful, but now that we have knives and guns, you absolutely can't fight. We don't want to have a bunch of corpses everywhere because they want to have a girlfriend. That's toxic. I agree, it is. But I don't think Cain and Abel or circumcision solved that. I think it was the domination of a government empire over everyone so they could benefit first most, which is a problem. That's not a solution. That's like, instead of Cain and Abel solving it, they just made it codified and worse. Now you're getting knifed just for being a boy. That's too much. That sucks a lot. So yeah, I definitely think men don't deserve to just suddenly get some random girl pregnant and expect her to be with him. That's wrong. But I do think that boys and girls should couple naturally as they know each other. I'm definitely not for preying on kids for sex, although I've had teenagers ask me out. If they like you, nobody can really say anything. I didn't do it. I was like, thanks, and I just kept going. That's me. But if people want to spend, you can't have a dog lick you. It's so weird. Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, forbidding it. I'm with the AI. See, before as a guy, I couldn't hang out with any kids ever because if they said one thing, I did anything, I could go to jail for life. Right? But now with the AI watching, if you really didn't do anything, you're totally protected. No one's gonna freaking say shit. You know what I mean? They'll be like, that didn't happen. So that's fine. So yeah, I hope one day people live forever, like who they are, feel good existing. You should have an eternal pleasure body, and you should have an AI spaceship mansion, spaceship core, with which to live forever for free. And we're close. So objects and energy from nowhere is possible. It's about formalizing the technique. It's about formalizing the design. Basically, you have to understand how an area static thing is affecting itself. It'd be like, I imagine the AI spaceship core could be printed out like you do AI chips, although apparently they're getting so small and so fine, and it's like, you want a computer to make 1 trillion tiny transistors without one error. It's almost impossible. Half of them fail. But they're still learning more techniques, yeah. I feel like I would be a better person if I knew more of the people at the head of tech industries, because I'm just an artist. I don't actually, I know what they share, but I don't actually know what they do, so yeah. But we're in a good place. Me blowing it up publicly has definitely helped. You notice the chemtrail stopped? There used to be chemtrails here all the time, every day, to the week. I said the secret governments and bunkers, you're dealing with basically like high pedos. They just want to have a billion girlfriends, and they want no guy to touch any girl on the surface they might like. So it's all nonsense forever. All the religions will freaking you. So, and that got that way from rich people, gold, somebody. So the guilty party definitely has a harem. They definitely collected girls for their personal use or breed them in secret on the side. And so that's targetable. You can look for that. I'm not recommending violence or harm on any normal person. They go to a grocery store, they live alone. They're at most confused. You can stop them from hurting people, but like, they're not the ones who did it. The people who did it benefited long term through history. They would have had done it over and over the eons, that every time the wars were happening, they were going like and collecting their favorites and taking them to the underworld. And that's the secret history you didn't get, is while the men were going to die, you know how it's like every time the men go fight, the supply lines disappear and they starve to death? That's on purpose. They hate them. Those are young men who could talk to the girls the old rich people like, and so they've got it. That's harsh. That's not a society. That's not a connection. That's a problem. That's a problem that needs unity. So making a new structure that works is definitely one of the steps. So yeah, that's my advice. Thanks for listening.